Alright, it's me, Kessler, and I got a lot to talk about tonight. For starter deck 12, Zoro and Sanji, I'm going to be talking about all the cards in here, considering I know nothing about this starter deck and what half this shit does, considering the only thing I really know about is that, well, it's Zoro and Sanji. I've never really taken the time to read any of these cards. But this is going to be for after. So we're going to start with a new card from OP-06. A new leader that was revealed yesterday. Hody Jones! You know, the leader that's come out in the booster set based around Zoro and Sanji. You know, when I think of Zoro and Sanji, Hody Jones is the first character that comes to my mind. I tell you what, Hody Jones jump scare. God, as a character, I hate Hody Jones. But as a leader, he's not that great. So, maybe my mind will change on that. Because I gave it a quick glance yesterday, and I wasn't a fan. But now that 24 hours have passed, let's see if my mind has changed on this. I will say right now that the art here is actually pretty fucking good. So anyway, Hody Jones, Fishman, new Fishman, pure green. Activate on main. You may rest this leader. Rest up to one of your opponent's 3 costs, or one of their dawn. Then, during this turn, you cannot add life cards to your hand through your own effects. This part better. We better have some Fishman Pirate stuff. Oh, excuse me, new Fishman Pirate stuff that works around life stuff. Because aside from resting one of their dawn, which I guess is meant to sort of represent him taking the steroids, the energy steroids like in the show, or maybe this is meant to be it. Hey, or whatever. I don't think this effect right here is good. Dare I say this effect is garbage. If it was a 5 or less, that'd be great. But you know what? He should have gone power instead of resting an opponent's 3 cost or less. Like, because in the show, Hody is always seen taking energy steroids. Like, this man just cannot get enough of them. Ultimately resulting in him looking like a decrepit old fool by the end of the arc. It was funny, but Hody Jones, the perfect send-off to Hody Jones. The Dollar General arc. The only good part of this effect, like I said, is that I can rest one of their dawn. So if they got something like a Shockwave or a Punk Gibson or a Spiderweb or anything like that, I guess this has me saying, no, you're not doing that. I guess that's okay. But we better get some busted ass new Fishman Pirates that work around life manipulation. We better get the energy steroid as a card. Like, my goodness, we better get that as a card. In order to make this part actually make sense. But until then, this leader is absolutely garbage. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. To all the 2 Hody Jones fans out there in this world. But anyway, next we got the 2-leader start deck, Zoro and Sanji. So, let's read this, because I don't know what half this stuff does. Dawn 1 when attacking. Once per turn, you may return one of your 2 cost or higher characters to its owner's hand, and then set one of your power 7k or less characters as active. So it's a bounce back and a resetter. Alright, I like that. Then, the 2 events. For Zoro's side of things, we got Lion Song. Green event, 2k, a counter, and on main, rest up to one of my opponents 4 costs or lower. Take that, Borsalino, and no, Olympus is a 5-drop if I'm not mistaken. Take that, Borsalino. Miss Blocker All Sunday. Uda, maybe? Right? Is Blocker Uda count? Take that, Sugar! You won't be resting my characters that easily. Right? Yeah. So Sugar's 2 cost. But since it's just a free rester, this is actually not bad. I like this. I think the art looks nice, but I'm not a fan of the painting-ish type to it. But I get it. It's supposed to be him defeating Daz Bones. Then we got Sanji's side of things. We got Parage Shot. 1 cost blue event. On counter, give up to one of your opponent's leaders, give up to one of your leader characters plus 2k for this battle. Then reveal the top card of your deck. Play up to 1 2-cost character. Then place the remaining cards at the top or bottom of your deck. Well, I mean, you could play this in a deck like Dofi, change stuff around, maybe play a Perona, move more stuff around your deck. I think you could play Doflamingo off this card, like the blocker one for blue. But these are pretty good. I'm a wholeheartedly say that right now. So I'm liking what I see right now. And note, I know these cards have already been revealed in the past and have already been talked about, but I have not paid attention to any of these cards. So we're gonna go over them right now. Please keep that in mind. So we have Zeph here. Hey, he's cooking, so let him cook. 5 cost 5k. He's blue. So Nami support. 1k counter. On play, look at the top 3 cards of my deck. Place them at the top and bottom of your deck in any order. And when attacking, reveal the top card of my deck and play up to 1 2-cost character as rested. Then return the remaining to the top and bottom. Seems this deck really loves those 2 costs. Let's see if we get anything good for 3 costs. Then we have Kuina. 3 cost 2k. Activate on main. 1k counter. So activate on main. You may rest this character. Rest up to one of your opponent's 4 costs or lower characters. And on trigger, play this card. I'm wholeheartedly saying this right now. This is just good. This is just good green support because of the fact that I could just rest an opponent's 4 costs or lower. That's cool. And I could play this in Arlong due to it having a trigger and it being a 4 cost or lower. I could play this shit in Arlong. So that's always wonderful to see, in my opinion. Then next we got the boys themselves, Sanji and Zoro. Speaking of Sanji, 2 costs, 3k. Straw Hat Pirate with new counter. Dawn 1 when attacking, if you have 5 or less cards in your hand. This character gets 2k power until the start of your next turn. And then Zoro, 4 cost 6k, slash. When attacking, rest up to one of your opponent's 6 cost or lower characters. Do I think this stuff's good? Well, Sanji could be played off of Zeph. Could be bounced back with the leader effect. And it could be played off its own attack. That's pretty neat. There's some cute interactions here. And then we got Zoro. Oh, right now. Zoro, I think, is pretty good. It's just a pressure-based rest card. You can make your opponent. I can rest my opponent's queen. I can rest the Sabo. I can rest an Uda. Diamante I can rest. I'm trying to think of who else I could rest. Who else do I want to rest? One of the cards. What other character? Basically, I can rest a lot, I guess. A lot of good blockers I can rest. So I think this is pretty good just because, well, just generic resting. And then we have these 3 new cards. These 2 were revealed yesterday. This is brand new altogether. So, Ivankov. 3 costs, 4k. Impel down in Revolutionary Army. So on play, reveal the top card of my deck. Play up to 1 2-cost character card, then place the remaining on top or bottom. Oh, hey, I can play the Sanji off this. And when it's attacking, once per turn, if I have 6 or less cards in hand, I draw a card. This is just good. And I can see this obviously having a spot in the Ivankov dedicated deck, since it can be searched off of Buggy and whatnot. So that's pretty good. So that's just good. That's just good blue card. Very good. Can generate more swarming. Then we got Charlotte Pudding. 2k counter. Hey, I can play this off of Ivankov. Synergy. 2 costs 2k. With Mom Pirates. Activate on main, return this character to the owner's hand. I think this is... No, wait! No, wait, it's not bad. I can return to hand if I happen to play it off of Ivankov's effect. I can bounce this back to my hand and I have a free 2k counter in my hand. Ooh, that's actually kind of good. Okay, I like this card just because of that fact. And then finally we got Duval. 2 costs, 1k, Flying Fish Riders, 1k counter. Blocker. On play, look at 3 cards from the top of my deck and place them at the top or bottom of my deck in any order. Alright, so it's just Doflamingo. It's just Blocker Doflamingo, but on a different guy. And just because of that simple fact, and the fact that it can be played off of Ivankov and Parage Shot, I'd say this is pretty damn good in my book. Well, overall, what can I say? The starter deck stuff's pretty good, while the Hody Jones is really bad. But anyway, that's all I gotta say. I'm actually thinking this starter deck is actually not bad. And but with Hody, I need to see more to warrant me saying, hey, this leader's actually pretty good, I was wrong. But until that day, I'll see you all another time. Have a pleasant one.